Hey guys, it's Carrie. I've got some new sea animals, old favourites and some rare sea animals today. Crustaceans are amazing. They are a very diverse group of invertebrate animals which include active animals such as crabs, lobsters, shrimp, krill, copepods, amphipods and more sessile creatures like barnacles. Sally Lightfoot crab is an opportunistic feeder, feeding primarily on algae, copepods, worms, snails, crustaceans and jellyfish. Blue crab. Notice they have 3 pairs of walking legs and rear swimming legs that look like paddles. King crab. They can have a leg span of nearly 2 meters. King crabs have 6 legs and 2 claws. Dungeness crab. They have a wide, long, hard shell which they must periodically molt to grow. This process is called ecdysis. Hermit crab. There are over 800 species of hermit crab, most of which possess an asymmetric abdomen concealed by a snug-fitting shell. Hermit crab's soft, non-calcified abdominal exoskeleton means they must occupy shelter produced by other organisms or risk being defenseless. Goblin shark. It has a protrusible mouth. The mouth can retract to a position under the eye or extend forward under the snout. Narwhal. The cubs are born without their famous tusk, which is actually a tooth that grows through their life. Flying fish. They propel themselves out of the water at speeds of more than 56 kilometers an hour. Once in the air, their rigid wings allow them to glide for up to 200 meters. Their wing-like pectoral fins are merely for gliding. The fish hold the fins flat at their sides when swimming. They evolved this flying mechanism to escape from their many oceanic predators, although once in the air they can become food for birds. Clawed lobster. They use their claws to catch food and battle predators as well as other lobsters. This claw is the larger of the 2 front claws, called the crusher claw, and it is used for smashing. The other smaller claw is just called the pincer or cutter claw and is used more for tearing. Lobsters are usually found along rocky ledges in shallow near-shore waters. Larger lobsters live in deeper water offshore. Please subscribe and turn on notifications. Seahorse. They possess a swim bladder to remain buoyant in the water and utilize gills to breathe. Whale shark. They are the world's largest living fish, with fully grown adults growing to 18 meters in length and weighing up to 19 tons. They use their 1.5 meter wide mouths to swallow their food whole. They use their gills to filter the feed, including tiny plankton, small fish and crustaceans from the water. Whale sharks are ovoviviparous, which means the female produces eggs that hatch inside them. They give birth to live young and can produce around 300 babies at a time. Female whale sharks are usually larger than males, which is true for most species of shark. Their skeleton is made of cartilage rather than bone. All sharks, skates and rays are cartilaginous. Orthoceras. Its name means straight horn. It is a genus of extinct nautiloid cephalopod. Belemnite. It is an extinct order of squid-like cephalopods that existed from the late Triassic to late Cretaceous. Nautilus pompilius. Their shell allows the nautilus to dive or ascend at will by controlling density and volume. Cuperoceras was an early nautiloid with a shell measuring approximately 10 centimeters long and 7.5 centimeters high. Starfish or sea star. They don't actually have a brain or even blood. In fact, they use filtered seawater to pump nutrients through their nervous system instead. Grey whale. They feed mainly on benthic crustaceans, which it eats by turning on its side and scooping up sediments from the seafloor. The grey-white patterns on its skin are scars left by parasites, which drop off in its cold feeding grounds. Individual whales are typically identified using photographs of their dorsal surface and matching the scars and patches associated with parasites that have fallen off the whale or are still attached. They have 2 blowholes on top of their head which can create a distinctive heart-shaped blow. They can grow to nearly 50 metres, and a newborn length is already up to 15 metres. Newborns are darker grey to black in colour. Notice the grey whale also lacks a dorsal fin, instead bearing 6 to 12 dorsal crenulations, which are raised bumps on the midline of its rear quarter leading to the flukes. This is known as the dorsal ridge. Sea turtle. They don't have teeth. They use their beak-like mouth to grasp their food. This beak is made of keratin, just like our fingernails. Red-eared slider turtle. It has a small red stripe around its ears, or where its ears would be. Moray eel. They possess large teeth used to tear flesh or grasp slippery prey. Manta ray. It is the world's largest ray with a wingspan of up to 10 metres. They are filter feeders and eat large quantities of zooplankton. Giant manta rays are slow-growing migratory animals. Cow-nosed ray. It has long pointed pectoral fins that separate into 2 lobes in front of the high-domed head. Stingray. The stinger, when it punctures skin, also releases a complex venom which leads to intense pain. Marbled ray. It has a roughly circular shaped disc body, no thorns, and has a mottled black and white pattern on the upper surface. Stingrays, with their wide flat bodies, are related to sharks. To swim, some stingrays move their whole bodies in a wavy motion that propels them through the water. Other species flap their fins like bird wings. Yellow boxfish. These fish have impressive teeth which are used to scrape algae. Queen triggerfish grows to a length of 60 centimetres. It is found in the Atlantic Ocean. Koi fish. They originate from the Amur carp. Piranha. They have one of the strongest bites found in bony fishes relative to body mass. Largemouth bass use scent mainly to attack and ambush prey. They are a game fish. Frogfish. They strike extremely fast. Water flows out through their gills while the prey is swallowed and the esophagus closed. Moorish idol is a beautiful tropical species that has a very long white dorsal fin. Weedy sea dragon. It is related to seahorses. Unlike seahorses, however, the sea dragons do not have a pouch for rearing the young. Instead, male sea dragons carry the eggs fixed to the underside of their tail. Their name refers to the leaf-like appendages on the body. This superbly camouflaged fish usually occurs in kelp-covered rocky reefs at depths from about 3 meters to 50 meters. It is endemic to Australian temperate marine waters. Megalodon was known to have eaten whales. Its jaw would span 2.7 to 3.4 meters wide, easily big enough to swallow 2 adults side by side. These jaws were lined with 276 teeth. Its bite force would have been 5 or 6 times more than a great white shark. Kronosaurus, an extinct marine reptile. It was well known for its speed, especially over great distances. Pliosaur was alive about 200 million years ago during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. They finally went extinct about 66 million years ago. Coolosuchus was not a crocodile, but an enormous amphibian related to the modern-day salamander. It was a large, aquatic temnospondyl measuring up to 3 meters. Killer whale, their teeth are strong and sharp enough to pierce through their victim's flesh. Blue whale, they have the largest penis on Earth. An erect blue whale penis is 12 inches or 30 centimeters in diameter and 10 feet or 3 meters in length. It is fibroelastic like those of the blue whale's artiodactyl relatives. The retracted penis curves in an S-shaped loop and stays inside the body. When erect, it peeks out of the genital slit. Blue whales also have a distal spiral valve as a spermatic tube. Cetaceans do not have scrotums like terrestrial mammalian males do. Blood goes directly to the testes. The females have a long vulva and 2 nipples on each side. Octopus. Like other cephalopods, an octopus is bilaterally symmetric with 2 eyes and a beaked mouth at the center point of the 8 limbs. The soft body can radically alter its shape, enabling octopuses to squeeze through small gaps. They trail their 8 appendages behind them as they swim. The siphon is used both for respiration and for locomotion by expelling a jet of water. Octopuses have a complex nervous system and excellent sight and are among the most intelligent and behaviourally diverse of all invertebrates. Blue-ringed octopus. They are usually nocturnal, emerging at night to hunt crustaceans and small fish. The brightly coloured rings are a warning to would-be predators. Blue sea dragon swallows air bubbles that allow it to float on the ocean surface upside down. So the interesting blue and white colour is actually the bottom side of the blue dragon. Seahorse. They come in many colours, varying from grey, orange, brown, yellow, red and black. Kemp's Ridley hatchling. They reach maturity between 7 and 15 years of age. Anglerfish. They are bony fish, named for their characteristic mode of predation in which a modified luminescent fin acts as a lure for other fish. Coelacanths. They are nocturnal piscivores that feed mainly on benthic smaller fish and various cephalopods. They are passive drift feeders. Angel shark. Their unique features are the rounded tip of the nose, the 7 gills instead of 5, and only 1 dorsal fin. Anomalocaris. They are extinct. They are distantly related to modern-day arthropods, including crabs and lobsters. Cretoxyrhina was one of the largest sharks and a formidable predator in the late Cretaceous seas. Crocodile. They eat mainly fish, turtles, birds, and other small animals. They capture water animals in their jaws with a sideways motion. They seize land animals by the feet and drag them towards the water. After crocodiles mate, the female lays eggs. Some types can lay up to more than 100 eggs. Green sea turtle. They are one of the world's largest species of turtle, weighing between 65 and 130 kilograms. Hermit crab. Hatchlings are born in the water and remain there for a time. They molt up to 6 times to reach full crab form. Humpback calf. Ichthyosaurus. They use their fins for swimming. They lived in the sea and were incapable of returning to land. Their tails had a large crescent-shaped fin. Leatherback turtle. The leatherback shell is leathery. It feels almost rubbery. Liopleurodon was a large species of pliosaur. It was an apex predator in the Upper Jurassic seas around 160 to 155 million years ago. It grew to about 6.5 meters and it was a relative of Pliosaurus and Kronosaurus. Giant squid. Along with their cousin the colossal squid, they have beach ball-sized eyes. Their eyes are the largest eyes in the animal kingdom and are about 10 inches or 25 centimeters in diameter. Their big eyes help them to spy objects in the dark depths where most of them live. Shrimp. They will eat algae, dead and living plants, worms, fish, snails, and other dead shrimp. Cuttlefish. Basilosaurus. Basilisk. Octopus baby. Sea star. Kronosaurus. Mosasaurus. Axolotl. Emperor penguin and chick. Horseshoe crab. Nautilus. trilobite, Cephalopods, helicoprion, sea elephant, manatee, sea lion, largemouth bass, salmon, piranha, sailfish, red-eared slider turtle, goblin shark. Marine reptiles are reptiles which have become secondarily adapted for an aquatic or semi-aquatic life in a marine environment. Some extant or living varieties are the sea turtles, sea snakes, marine iguana, and the saltwater and American crocodiles. Some of the extinct marine reptiles became so well adapted to a marine lifestyle they were incapable of venturing onto the land and gave birth in the water. Living species such as sea turtles and saltwater crocodiles return to shore to lay their eggs. Some marine reptiles also occasionally rest and bask on land. Of the 12,000 extant reptile species and subspecies, only about 100 are classed as marine reptiles. Please stay and watch another video with me. I love to read and will always reply to your comments. Thank you for watching my video. See you again soon. See you guys in my next video.